Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm the Fall the Rouser and welcome back to my apocalypse. One of the main plot points that sent the Lone Wanderer down on his path throughout the capital wasteland was the death of his mother. While this didn't directly affect the Lone Wanderer, because of the fact that he was still an infant at the time, this still has an impact on James, and therefore the Lone Wanderer. So today, I'm asking the question of what if the Lone Wanderer's mother, also known as Catherine, didn't die? We start from the very beginning of Fallout 3, with the Lone Wanderer's birth.
Let's see. Are you a boy or a girl? It's a boy. A boy. We've got a son, Catherine. A beautiful, healthy baby boy.
Oh, James, we did it. A son. Our beautiful son.
You've got a bright future ahead of you, son. I'm sure of it. Look at you. Look at you. Hi there. I'm your daddy, little guy. Daddy. You're going to need a name, aren't you? Your mother and I have been talking. What do you think about... That's a good name, don't you think? Fits you perfectly. Looks like they've finished the gene projection. Let's see what you'll look like when you're all grown up. You're going to look a lot like your dad. See that, Catherine?
Oh, very strapping.
It's a big world out there, son, full of all sorts of people. What about you? What kind of person are you going to be? You're just...
James?
We then hear the monitor elevate, then flatten. James rushes to help his dying wife and starts his compressions, but nothing works.
Move! 1,000. 2, 1,000. Come on. Hang on, Captain.
Out of the corner of his eye, he sees a tray with 2 syringes on it, a Stimpack and a Med-X. He has no idea where they came from, remembering they ran out of Stimpaks and non-necessary medical equipment long ago. He doesn't care, however. He swiftly grabs both with one hand, while keeping his other compressed on his wife. He injects the Med-X for pain relief, then the Stimpack for blood. James then hears the best sound he had for several seconds, the beating of his wife's heart. His wife and child now safe. His own heart rests, and he can sigh in relief. At this point in Fallout 3, with his wife dead and his will weakened, James makes a very important decision to abandon Project Purity and seek refuge in Vault 101. In this alternative timeline, however, he contemplates another outcome. James has 2 decisions to make here. He can either journey to Vault 101, such as his widower counterpart did, however with his wife alongside him, perhaps not having as strong of a case, this time because he has his entire family with him, or James could request more assistance from the Brotherhood of Steel. Already being acquainted with them, and having worked with the Scribe Rothschild and Star Paladin Cross in the past, he believes he can make a better deal with them than he could before. He does, however, travel to Vault 101 for a trade.
Hello, Overseer. It is good to finally meet in person.
Yes, I received your message. You suggested a trade. I'll be honest, this interaction is against the rules of the Vault.
I understand, and thank you again for meeting with me. I would like to make a trade for 2 of your Pip-Boys, especially the 3000A models.
All right, I'll humor you. What would you have to trade for said Pip-Boys, seeing as if we don't already have it?
Medical training and education. I'm a doctor with extensive experience in multiple fields, and that, of course, includes human anatomy and medical procedures. I'm more than certain you could do something with that.
Not a terrible idea. But what makes you think we don't already have such knowledge in medical practitioners?
At first it was just a suggestion, but I can now see you are more interested in my proposal, and therefore need my expertise.
Well played. I agree. We will prepare 2 Pip-Boys for you, and in return, we will receive medical training.
After several days, James teaches what he can in this short amount of time, and walks out of Vault 101 with his wife and 2 Pip-Boys. James and the team of Project Purity then travel to the Citadel for an audience with the Brotherhood of Steel. James states to Elder Lyons with his top knights and scribes among them,
After the birth of my child, we have worked for many weeks on this project, and gotten closer than ever before to pure water for the capital wasteland. All we need now is one more component.
Scribe Rothschild, confused by his paused and sour demeanor after expressing the excellent news, asks what they will need.
Whatever you require, the Brotherhood will offer.
Scribe Rothschild exclaims quickly.
After your hard work and dedication, you deserve this at least.
That is the problem. The Jefferson Memorial Purification System requires one of Vault-Tech's most prized technologies, a Garden of Eden creation kit. Our best chance is a man named Overseer Braun, the Overseer of Vault 112. He may hold what we have been searching for all this time.
Everyone at this point is in agreement that the activation of Project Purity is in sight and can be accomplished within the week, if not days, depending on how quickly they retrieve the Gek. The only person opposed to this plan is Elder Lyons.
So what? I throw you more soldiers, more resources, after the Brotherhood has been slaughtered by these mutants and eviscerated by the Enclave.
James insists that they are in the home stretch of making the capital wasteland a more inhabitable place to live. Despite further protest, Elder Lyons gives his final decision and denies James any Brotherhood assistance in his quest. After the meeting with the high-ranking Brotherhood of Steel members, he's approached by Star Paladin Cross. She offers her assistance in the matter and agrees far more than any of her other members. James, while not receiving the same support he originally requested, he does now have one of the best Paladins of the Brotherhood of Steel by his side. Paladin Cross and James then travel across the wasteland to Vault 112 in search of Braun. When they find the vault and Tranquility Loungers, James says they don't know entirely what will happen when they enter the simulation, so he should enter first, then if he does not come back within a few hours, then Paladin Cross is to enter as well. After more than enough time in the simulation, Star Paladin Cross enters the pod to find him. The interaction between Braun and Paladin Cross is similar to the Lone Wanderer's interaction with Braun, with Paladin Cross entering the abandoned house and activating the Chinese invasion protocol. Now with the information about the Gek, Paladin Cross and James make their way across the wasteland back to the Citadel. James and Paladin Cross head straight to Elder Lyons and tell him the good news, believing that with this new information about the Gek, Elder Lyons would offer more support. But they could not be more wrong.
I told you the Brotherhood couldn't spare anyone or anything in pursuit of this quest.
Elder Lyons, please, this just proves how God wants us to do this. Remember Revelation 21.
Elder Lyons interrupts James.
James, I know you wish to do this for the future of the capital wasteland and the future of your child, but I also have a child to look out for.
Elder Lyons says that if he attempts to involve anyone of the Brotherhood of Steel in this quest again, he will have no choice but to send him and his family into the wasteland. James still knows of someone who would agree to go with him and is as enthusiastic about Project Purity as he is, but who is not a part of the Brotherhood. James and Catherine then arrange for their child to be looked after by the Brotherhood of Steel while they are gone. James and Catherine, having new Brotherhood equipment, has a chance in the wasteland and whatever Vault 87 has to offer.
The Enclave is retreating. We have a location isn't going to help at all. We have enough.
You mean comatose? After all this, to be left in a state like that?
The Lone Wanderer is now much older and grew up with the Brotherhood of Steel as mentors and teachers. James and Catherine have been missing for years, presumed dead. The Lone Wanderer is a prominent knight of the Brotherhood of Steel and is very close with Sentinel Lyons, with Sentinel Lyons being this timeline's Amada. Arguably, the Lone Wanderer has more respect from the Brotherhood of Steel Knights and Paladins than the Elder does in this timeline, at least on a casual level and not on a professional one. After years of having the thought of James and Catherine's death being on the Elder's hands, he has become a much worse version of himself. Every time Owen Lyons sees the Lone Wanderer, he is haunted by what he has taken from him, but he also has become more greedy in the fact that he wants the glory of retaking the Purifier, and that he wants to be known as the savior of the capital wasteland. For this reason, he has become a butcher, sending countless Brotherhood troops to their death to retake the Purifier. Eventually, a final attack on the Purifier is attempted, led by Sarah and the Lone Wanderer. After hours of fighting the super mutants and more knights and paladins lost than ever before, the Purifier is secured by the Brotherhood of Steel. Having concern for the future of the Brotherhood, Elder Lyons is approached by the Lone Wanderer. Elder, may I speak to you?
Yes, I suppose. What can I help you with, dear boy?
Elder Lyons, we have lost so many good men and women, knights and paladins for the reclamation of the Jefferson Memorial.
All worth the sacrifice. Their names will be immortalized in the Codex of the Brotherhood.
Yes, Elder, but may I be completely honest with you?
I suppose being a high-ranking knight and Sarah's closest friend, that would entitle you to such a request.
We have lost too many soldiers for the Purifier, and the scribes have told me that there isn't any way to activate it. Was all this loss worth a disabled Purifier?
We have our best scribes working on the problem and researching how to activate it. There is no need to worry, but I do understand the concern.
It simply seems redundant to sacrifice all these lives for something we don't even know will work yet.
Listen, we all must make sacrifices for the wasteland, and I do not appreciate the questioning of these sacrifices and my attempts to ensure the Brotherhood's survival.
Throughout this conversation, and the several interactions throughout the years that the Lone Wanderer and Elder Lyons have had, the Lone Wanderer has noticed an uncomfortable and distressed feeling that Lyons has had around him. This is the guilt of James and Catherine's death. The Lone Wanderer is always perplexed about what haunts him, for the Lone Wanderer hasn't been told what happened to James and Catherine. Whenever the topic is brought up, all that is ever said to him is that they died doing something very brave. The Lone Wanderer assumes that they were heroic knights or paladins that faced off against enemies of the Brotherhood and died in battle. The Lone Wanderer does not take this fact in sorrow, however. He is proud that they died an honorable death. But his best friend Sarah has been told what really happened. With this knowledge, she feels sorry for the Lone Wanderer and has therefore made a close bond with him. Also, she resents her father for putting her friend through such pain. One day, the Lone Wanderer is approached by Scribe Rothschild while going on a recruitment run.
Sentinel, Knight, could I speak to the both of you before departing?
Can it wait, Rothschild? I'm getting rusty. I need to head out before I bore myself to death.
Rothschild stares at the dirt before looking up at her and her companion.
No, I should have done this long ago.
He presents a Pip-Boy to both of them.
These do not belong to me. They never have. They always belong to you. I should never have held on to them for as long as I did. They belong to James and Catherine. I was to hold on to such great technology in case of their return or in case they did not.
The Lone Wanderer recognized the technology from their terminal descriptions. These are Pip-Boys, aren't they?
Yes, they are. Your parents would have wanted you equipped with such technology, and given your equivalent intellect compared to them, I agree.
Scribe Rothschild attempts to leave without saying any more, for he is ashamed of his silence. Rothschild, stop, the Lone Wanderer says sternly. Why are you giving these to me now?
Walking past them every day reminded me too much of their owners.
Where are their owners?
I cannot tell you, especially not here.
As Brotherhood soldiers are secretly listening and some even staring.
You must leave. I have said too much.
Taking a moment to process the strange conversation he had with Rothschild, the Lone Wanderer pauses and stares at the Pip-Boy strapped to his arm. He then looks at Sarah and hands her the other one. She equips her new Pip-Boy, and they both walk into the wasteland together. As the Lone Wanderer and Sarah exit the Citadel, the entrance closes. It appears that the word spread quickly of Rothschild's deceit against Elder Lyons. With the closing of the large gate, this ensures that just like James and Catherine's quest, Sarah and the Lone Wanderer's quest would have little help from the Brotherhood. Because of Rothschild's less than helpful information on where to start looking for the Lone Wanderer's parents, Sarah suggests something.
I guess the closest place we can get some information is Rivet City.
On the way to Rivet City, the Brotherhood exiles make their way past the Brotherhood secured purifier, hoping they haven't gotten news about the duo's departure. When they reach Rivet City in true Fallout fashion, the two ask for the whereabouts of the vaults, investigators, anyone that knows about a Gek, and of course, James and Catherine. But they get little information. Their attempts aren't futile, however, because when they enter the science lab, they come across Dr. Lee, hard at work, as always.
My God. You. It's you. I mean, you look just like them.
I'm sorry, do I know you?
No. I suppose you wouldn't. I'm Dr. Lee. Well, we've never met, but you look just like James, and you have your mother's eyes.
You know my parents?
Yes, of course. I was one of the leads on the project, before we tried to convince Lyons to help retrieve the final piece of that complicated puzzle.
You're telling me we couldn't talk to him about anything. And I'm his daughter.
Daughter? Oh, you must be Sarah.
We're getting sidetracked. Do you know where my parents are?
You're certainly as impatient as your father. No, I don't. But last time I heard, they were going to Vault 87 to get that damn Gek. I'll be honest with you. No one goes into a vault and stays for all that time just to come out alive. Or at least, unchanged.
What are you talking about?
How do I put this? Those vaults weren't meant to keep people alive for the most part. Granted, some did, but I'd be lying if I said Vault Tech saved all those lives without wanting something in return. Last time we dealt with the Vault, their leader said it was against the rules just talking to Wastelanders. All we wanted were some...
Dr. Lee notices the Pit Boys on Sarah and the Lone Wanderer's arms.
Did Rothschild tell you?
Not everything, just that my parents would want me to have them, and obviously, I didn't need the other one. Plus, it would be weird on my right arm, the glove wouldn't work and the Pit Boy would be upside down. Or I guess I could just slide it on the regular way, but everything would kind of be backwards?
Dude, we're one step closer to hunting down your parents and meeting them for the first time. And you're worried about the ability to equip 2 Pit Boys?
Hey, I'm just saying.
And his mother's curiosity. I've told you all I know. They probably are still at Vault 87, and I'm not trying to diminish the value of a knight and sentinel of the Brotherhood, but you probably want more guns behind you if you're walking in there. Just get your elders to send some paladins on your way.
Not to be that guy, but about that. Just then, a Rivet City guard runs to the science lab. Hey, there's some of your buddies looking out there for you. Prepared for a fight, the duo rushes out of the insides of Rivet City onto the deck to confront whoever was there.
Those are Brotherhood troops, all right.
If we're going to do this, let's do it away from the civilians. No, we aren't here to fight. The Elder has been driving us nuts. These idiotic tasks, the reduced supplies, and the purifier. I suppose you all saw us come over here, huh?
I guess we weren't as quiet as we thought we were.
Yeah, the T-51, while lighter than the T-45, is still some heavy-duty armor. You're still gonna hear the footsteps from far away. So, you're with us? Yeah, I guess we are. This is the beginning of this timeline's Brotherhood Outcasts.